This weekend, we have UFC Fight Night Tampa with Colby Covington taking on Joaquin Buckley in what I believe is one of the most dangerous fights he could have taken at welterweight, and also one that I believe really surprised most people when they saw it announced. So in this video, I want to talk about how this fight could literally be the end of Colby Covington depending on how it goes. So if you find that you enjoy the video, please give it a like, and also if you're not subscribed to the channel, please do that as well so you'll be notified when I post future videos. Now, Colby Covington is a fighter that I actually really like a lot and I wish would do better than he's done in the last couple of years. I think the shtick and the character that he does is a lot of fun, but it's also very dangerous because when you talk like that, you get a lot of enemies. And there are a lot of people who would love to see Colby Covington unconscious on the canvas, and unfortunately for him, Joaquin Buckley is just the type of guy who could put him in that situation. And I actually think it's going to be quite difficult for Colby to make it through this fight without getting knocked out. But before I get into why I'm saying that, Colby has always been one of those fighters that I'm fearful for when I watch them fight because I feel like they are going to get knocked out or hurt badly. Now, to his credit, he's almost always done better than I expected he would in his fights. And he's almost always been able to make it to the end of the fight except the first time he fought Kamaru Usman. But in this case, I am highly confident that Joaquin Buckley is going to come out of this fight the winner, and I also think there's a very high probability that he finishes Colby with a highlight reel knockout or a serious TKO. The bottom line here is that it's going to be very difficult for Colby to implement his game plan against Buckley, who is strong and explosive and has decent grappling himself. And I really can't imagine Colby wanting to bang it out on the feet with him, so I'd have to imagine the game plan's going to be grappling heavy. So while he may find some success with that very early in the fight, I think that Buckley will figure out how to shut that down. And once Colby finds out that he's not able to control him with the grappling the way he hopes to, that's when I think he's going to be in serious trouble. Because while Joaquin Buckley has been knocked out several times in his career, Colby Covington is not the kind of guy who has knockout power. But Joaquin Buckley absolutely is the kind of guy who does, and Colby does get clipped a lot in his fights. So whether he catches Colby coming in for a takedown or Colby is forced to fight it out on the feet, I think that Buckley's going to figure out how to get to his chin, and once he does, I don't think Colby's going to have the capacity to take too many of his shots. Now, like I said earlier, Colby has always done better than I thought he would in his fights, and so there's definitely a possibility that he comes out and actually gives Buckley a hard match here, but I think the only way for him to do that is to drag Buckley into the deep water, and he did lay out that game plan in one of his recent interviews where he said his plan is to basically tire Buckley out, which he definitely could do because Buckley carries around a lot of muscle, and going into the 4th and 5th round here could be difficult for him if Colby's able to put on a hard pace in the first 3 rounds and survive. Now, in terms of likely outcomes in this fight, I think the most likely is that Buckley will win by KO or TKO, as I said. And if that does happen, I probably would guess it would be in the first 3 rounds. But much like in his first fight with Kamaru Usman, as he gets more busted up, he's going to be easier to take out, and that could happen in the later rounds as well. Now, if Colby somehow pulls this off, I think the only way he's going to win this fight is by a decision. I definitely do not see him knocking out Buckley or submitting him. So if I do go heavy on Buckley for the win, I might put a small hedge on Colby by decision. Now, I don't see Buckley submitting Colby, but Colby is a survivor. He's shown that in many of his fights, so it is possible this makes it to a decision, and if that happens, I would also give pretty good odds of winning it to Buckley for that as well. So if I was going to put percentages on everything, I would say probably 60% chance that Buckley wins this fight by TKO or KO, another 20% that he wins by decision, and the last 20% that Colby wins by decision. Now, the reason I think this could be the last fight Colby ever has if it goes really badly for him is because I think he's already having a crisis of confidence and that he's questioning his place and ability to win in the division going forward. And if he goes out there against Joaquin Buckley and ends up on the wrong end of a really bad knockout, I can't imagine him ever wanting to come back and do that again, because at that point he would know there's no future left for him, but that there is a lot of risk of him just being a repetitive highlight reel. So if he does lose badly here, I think he'll just go away and be quiet like he often does, and that'll just be the last time we ever see him fight. But those are my thoughts. Let me know down in the comments, what do you think is going to be the outcome of this fight? Do you believe I'm right in thinking that this is a very dangerous fight for Colby, or do you think that Colby's going to pull it off and surprise everyone with a big win over an up-and-comer? I'll look forward to hearing what you have to say about it. And once again, if you enjoyed my take, please make sure to give the video a like. That helps me out, and subscribe for more in the future. Thank you very much, and have a great day.